Oh, god damn it. There we go. Oh, boy. I barely managed to get some food in me. Oh, fucking Jesus Christ. Very active day today. I wake up, I record voice, I quickly eat one fucking apple, and here I am streaming right away. Oh boy. Alright. So then, well, we got some news, as a matter of fact, for Elite Dangerous, so might as well go over some developer update and see what they are saying about the past, the present, and the future, if you will, in the relatively short span of time of, give or take a month. That has happened now, or well, will happen rather as well. All that apple bits are stuck in it. All right, here we go. All right then. Well, let's see. Is it capturing my? Yeah, it is capturing my lead. Good, 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 good. But I will not need that, so I might as well switch to desktop view since we got some stuff. Oh, all right. Before the stream even started, there was a wonderful tool a subscriber on the Twitch sides. Really appreciate your contribution even before the whole thing has started. And Batchus, hopefully I got that, or Batchus, well, whichever one is correct. Thank you very much for supporting the content, indeed. All right. Let's see. Any €20 first-person shooter is better than Odyssey. Revko, you're not wrong. You're absolutely not wrong. As a matter of fact, I can show you a really good... is this game for 20? God damn it. Fucking family view. Give me a moment. Bullets per minute. A fantastic fucking game. Yes! Yes! Bullets per minute is fucking awesome game. I recommend it. It's a very small, roguelike, first-person rhythm shooter. Yes, rhythm. I've played it on stream a few times, and it's really nice. I recommend it. It's very replayable and all that stuff. Anyways, back to Elite Dangerous then today, right? Oh boy. Oh, that's what you get for eating just before you start streaming. Sorry, folks. All right. Carrying then on with the news we got. Here we go. So the developer update number 3. Who would have thought that they would actually deliver 3 of them back to back? Well, without breaks, that is, if you will. Because in the past, actually, now that I think of it, this is kind of the breaking point, because before this, the last time Frontier Development's Elite Dangerous developer bunch, or at least their PR segment of the games division, if you will, did not follow through with a couple of promises in the past, informing and so on and so forth, more than, 3 months after the promise has been made, and dropped it immediately after those, initial couple of months. So, well, at least that's how it feels. So we'll see whether or not the next month's update even is going to happen, and so on and so forth. I'd like to be proven wrong, as I always am, but we'll see what's what. Anyways, right. Well, let's get reading then. So, greetings, Commanders. As we reach the end of the month, we are delighted to share our latest development update with you. Okay, issue tracker. To kick things off, we'd like to update the key issues voted on by the community on the issue tracker. Remember to visit issue tracker anytime to vote on the top issues. So it's a popularity contest rather than, examined thing, but fair enough. There are some issues that do need to be addressed on the first and foremost, despite them maybe not being the easiest to right off the bat fix. Anyways, moving on then, right? So lighting and illumination in Odyssey. Since Odyssey launch, we made a large number of updates in the lighting to bring the experience more in line with the commander expectation. These changes included relighting ship cockpits, improving all materials, and overhauling a star light and station exteriors, to call just a few. Yeah. A good example is a hauler. If you have Odyssey, you can log into Odyssey, check the visuals of the hauler and its cockpit. then jump into Horizons and check the Hauler's textures there. It almost feels like the Hauler's textures for the cockpit in Odyssey are missing a crucial layer or something, because it feels far more flatter. Coloration is weird, and scuff marks, especially ones you can actually see in other ships and so on and so forth, actually don't seem to be present, or overblown by the lighting itself. So yeah, that needs to be addressed and should have been addressed, and so on and so forth. Plenty of things should have been done, but since we all know, Odyssey was released before it was actually ready. The company will never admit that they released it when it was not ready, but it was writing on the wall. It was the Frontier Developments, the company's fiscal and year's end, and they had to have something for the numbers. They had to have something released, and well, Odyssey was the thing. Despite the state that it was in, I bet that despite the opinions of the team, I bet it was still pushed out for greed-based reasons. And it really is greed-based reasons. So yeah, right now what we are seeing is literally developers developing the game and its parts in front of our eyes without actually telling that they are just developing the thing that they should have had been developed, or the things that should have been developed before they released it, which is a scummier thing, even. But regardless, they do their thing and they continue moving. Let's read on. Right. Following the major changes in Update 6, we are now, based on your feedback, made additional changes to areas such as fleet carriers and exterior station lighting, which will be deployed in Update 7. So, alright, then we'll see what's what. Whilst we recognize that some commanders may continue to have feedback around how game is lit, feel that for the purpose of aiding for the development, this issue tracker entry. Wait, what? Did I read correct? Okay, moving on. While still holding a number of votes, is no longer providing us with actionable feedback to improve the game. Oh, so basically people saying that your fucking development you've done for Odyssey is not one-to-one provably to Horizons, and the provided information is not good enough for you. Well, okay, fair enough. If you need more details, I think there are people who are willing to provide you with specific detailing. Those that perhaps know more about how lighting works. But anyways, moving on. So it's kind of, I don't know, maybe this sentence I'm reading too much into, but it almost feels like, yeah, you've provided already all the variations of all the options, so we can't get any, as they say, actionable feedback out of it. It's just going to be repeating the same thing, which I highly doubt. But anyways, with recent contributions on unrelated to the specifics of who cares? Right. We will therefore mark this issue as no. You will not mark this as fixed. This is not fixed. This is bullshit. The lighting in Odyssey is not better than Horizons. In fact, Horizons' look and visuals are far more depthful, if you will. No. Obviously, with Update 7, we'll see what they change, but let me showcase in this update number 6 that we currently have. What are the differences? Now, first things first, of course, I need to pick up my fucking ship, yes? I will explode it and teleport myself out of here, hopefully. Unless I was on the foot. No, I was in the ship. Yes, okay. Give me a moment. I'll show you what we need to address here. Okay. God damn it. Oh, there we go. Oh, right. It's okay, never mind. Right. So first things first, I am in Pomecha system. Perfect. Okay. Alright, this'll do. As a matter of fact, I should have just simply exploded. There we go. That'll bring us faster to a starport, so I can showcase the difference between the two modes. All right, let's just do that. The first things first. The thing is, you should close the ticket when you deliver that update, not before it. It's like saying, yeah, don't worry, we fixed it, trust us. Knowing their development, no. I don't trust it. I want to see it. That's the thing. a parrot with a blanket over its cage knows more about lighting. Oh no. Well, that's a good joke. All they want is our money. More profit, less work. That's bullshit. Well, yeah, it's the funny thing is, a couple of months back, I for the first time actually had the time off to look at cosmetics. The amount of cosmetics, weapon skins, character skins, especially weapon skins themselves, they had pumped out in the span of couple of months after this thing launched. You can go right now and check it out yourself. Those prices, when you actually calculate them, are fucking disgusting. The fact that you have to calculate them is another fucking tactic. But all right, let's start with this lighting, right? Let's start with our wonderful Diamondback Explorer. Okay, so you can see some scuff marks here on the dashboard and all that stuff. Okay, the lighting is, well, coming from the lamp posts and so on and so forth, so you can see some different, a bit depthful lighting, which is nice. All right. Now let's switch then quickly to the Horizons version. Yes. Yeah, there we go. Come on. Come on. Yep. There we go. And now let's load up Horizons in the meantime, right? So let's see, freeing up those votes to contribute to other issues in the issue tracker. Yeah, good job. Of course, if you observe any specific instances of poor lighting, please open a new issue tracker. So basically, well, yeah, you need to reset things, sure, but it almost feels like, yeah, we totally did it, just wait until then. And frankly speaking, the last time Frontier Developments, or no, their PR team said that, well, we did accomplish and improved this feature, blah, yada, yada, in the next update, I can count more disappointments than actual successes, but there we go. The difference is quite a bit noticeable in lighting, especially from the color of the light. However, the scuff marks are more noticeable. But yeah, it feels about the same, which is fine. This ship has gotten most of its scuff marks properly in. The problem was not with this ship particularly, because the more used ships seem to be okay. See, the Hauler was an exceptional sort of an example, but not the only one, of course. Let's see, do we have... Yeah, we have a cheap Hauler we can pick up. So let's do that. So I'll pick up a Hauler. Okay. Hello? There we go. What the hell? Alright. Come on. Yep, it hasn't really changed. Okay. Let me just take down the chocks. There are some scuff marks. Right. For example, right here on the side, you can see well, in the stream maybe it might be kind of hard to see the scuff marks and so on and so forth, but maybe I should get some different lighting. No, actually, you know, that scuff mark, that big ass scuff mark down below, right? That's a distinguishing little detail. Of course, there on the dash on the left and right, you can see little, well, not finger presses, but basic idea. You know, the depthful little details that they had put in even this small of a ship, right? Let me just take a picture, yeah, for the fun of it. I'll take a picture. Yes, that's enough. Now let's switch to Odyssey then. Let's see what we got. Glass Commander, yes. Or Commander Glass, yes. Hello, hello. I'm just showing what the problem here is, and I highly doubt that that would be addressed. But if it is, well, good on them. Dart Hass. Well, hello as well, yes, and everyone else who is in the chats, like Froz and Baltazar and well, Vandal and what else? Hayatsume, yes. We are a parrot and Frontier is the blanket. That's a failed analogy there. End of the world. Oh no. It's in the chat. Oh, nine. Alright, well, carrying on then. So what are the changes to the cockpit lighting? Well, we'll see that in the update. What they are telling us is, we promise there are changes. They haven't even released a picture of an example, so it's literally just saying, we changed it. That's what I'm getting from the little text here about the lighting. We changed it. Trust us. Yeah. Well, all right then. As always, I might be gullible. I'll give them, you know, benefit of the doubt. Oh, and yeah, it's overblown. It's overblown. Oh my God. Artists, or even those that know color banding, or term of a color banding, you might know, you might actually see the color banding due to the high amounts of lighting or distorted amount. I honestly don't know exactly why it does what it does, but there's a color banding in shadows. That's not good. That's not good at all. The light scattering is just not, no. Oh my God, it's worse. But anyways, is there a scuff mark down below there? No, at least I can't see it because it's too bright here. But okay, let's say that the new lighting is specifically, you know, designed to have that bright example. All right, fair enough. I'll launch the ship and sit in open space so that it's not too bright and it's not too light. All right, let's showcase the problem here. Yes. Blah, 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 blah. This is a throwaway ship anyways, I don't care. Alright. And let's see, where is the star? Can I even see the star? Aha, yes, there we go. We got at least a little bit of light here. Something like that. There we go. We got a little bit of light and, you know, not too much light. Perfect. Right? Down below, I can't see anything below my feet. So let me just angle it a bit more. So maybe I can get some... Oh, come on. Let me see. Okay. Let's assume there is no scuff mark there. On the side panels, I don't notice any scuff marks or anything like that that would give the ship its used to be character. On the right... okay, no, there are some very hard to see, but there are some scuff marks. Very hard to see, I mind you. Right, taking off there's the cockpit. There's this thing. And now let me just show you the comparison. Here we go. There we go. These are the pictures, right? So this is the normal cockpit. Actually, you know what? I'll do just what I did last time. I'm just gonna open Vegas and show you the difference in sort of easy real time. Sort of so that you can see the difference between the two cockpits and lighting and coloring as well. Yes, I don't care. Just no, stop. I don't need to load. There we go. All right, toss in that. I toss in that. I underneath. Give. For fuck's sakes. Yep. Let's just increase the size. Give me a moment. Chocks. Good. Okay. Actually, no. I don't even need to do that. Right. Give me a moment. I can full screen this. Damn it! No, not. Oh, it's a. Okay, fine. It'll have to be just this screen then. Screw it. That'll do. All right. So the hauler's difference. Let's see. Oh, damn it! Of course, I set it up wrong. There we go. Now we have it. Damn it! Give me a moment. Very editing process happening right here. There we go. Fucking things. Alright. So here we go. Put it at the best resolution so that at least you can spot something different. But yeah, you can already see the difference in the visuals, right? That's essentially the cockpit change. Oh yeah, sure, there are a bit more outstandish shadows, sure, but the coloring feels off. Sure, the light, the shadows make it more more contrasty, but especially here on the side, right? Here on the side, you can see there's the scuff marks. Easily, you can see the scuff marks and detailing on the texture in of itself, and that is removed. That literally is removed in this version. Well, that is Odyssey. This is Odyssey. This is Horizon. This is Odyssey. This is Horizon. There's just the little details. The little details that in every ship, you know, used to be interesting and so on and so forth, now are kind of gone. Well, the color change is also a quite interesting decision they made. I'm not really even sure why they made it, but there you go. So yeah, that's basically the change. But yeah, essentially the new textures for the hauler specifically. It feels like it's missing. It's more polished and not as dirty, if you will, not as character based ship as it used to be. So that is part of the problem, and I highly doubt that they are gonna bring back the little detailing. Essentially, it feels like a downgrade. It feels like a downgrade, even though it feels more polished, if you will, the ship. That's the thing. These scuff marks, these little details, they give the character to the ship that it is more than just a polished, you know, literally just polished turd. Details actually matter. That's the thing. So there you go. So yeah. As for the panel on the side, actually that might have about the same example here, right? Let me just put it in. Chocks. Let me add the that's there. Chocks and chocks. Right. So here you can see definitely the difference between the scuff marks and, well, basically the extra layer in the textures. This is Horizons. This is Odyssey. Horizons. Odyssey. Horizons and Odyssey. Sure, again, because there's darker spots, the contrast makes you think that it is better. But when you look into the details, the little things that used to be there, it's not anymore. But yeah, that's kind of the part of the issue, if you will. So Hey, laser textures. Yeah, Giannis. Oh, hello. Yes. So there you go. So that's the difference there. Blah 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 blah. Chucks. Let's see, where's my layout thing? And there we go. Right, so yeah, that's basically the visual difference, right? Moving on then, right? So what else did they say? Yay. Right, the graded terrain textures compared to Horizons. Yeah, now yeah, that's level of detail loading and all that assorted stuff that they introduced. As a matter of fact, if you didn't know, coming from alpha version to released version for Elite Dangerous Odyssey, they toned down specifically some settings for the planet's surfaces. For example, you won't see as many random rocks spawning as you did, for example, in alpha. There's a reason for that, mainly performance, and so on and so forth. So either they're putting back some more settings, or well, honestly, it's hard to say what was the exact problem that they were having with non-specific, or rather failing texture loading, and especially environment that is the model loading of the height map, if you will. But in any case, why do I feel like watching Elite live is like Arthur and Zach talking in front of an angry lynch mob? Mostly because it is. Unfortunately, mostly because it is. They are the so-called faces of the team or the company, and well, who else are you gonna divert your displeasement of the handling after 3 months, as a matter of fact. Anyways, carrying on, right? So we've been monitoring the feedback following update 6, blah blah blah, and now we are satisfied that this issue has been largely resolved. All right then. This item will be marked as fixed. Yeah, okay. First things first, I would rather like to see the fucking update come out first, then have it marked as fixed, but well, whatever. It's their project. They've handled it how they like it. Anyways, right. FPS performance in Odyssey. Oh boy, here comes the fun times then. All right then. Further improvements have been made to this area, including optimization to the nav mesh. Yeah, okay. Lighting system, terrain, NPCs, glass, shaders, and blah blah blah. Our core code team is making good progress on more substantial optimizations, a number of which we expect to include in update 8. So, ladies and gentlemen, expect no change or very little change in performance for the next update, and another month at the bare minimum for some performance improvements. That's what this sentence reads. So, for example, a recommended system with, hold on, let me find a fucking recommended specs. Let's take a gander in the fucking store, shall we? And look at the recommended specs, not for the base game, no, for the Odyssey here. Because, oh yeah, also it's interesting that the negatives is, about the same still. It's 30%, what a surprise. Let's see, where were the there we go, recommended specs, of course. Yes, here we go. Right, so, essentially, the recommended specs here are a relatively decent processor, enough RAM. I would say that's actually an overkill a bit for this game, because the most I've seen from Elite Dangerous is about 8 gigabytes of RAM. For example, right now, as I am in space, well, not on the planet surface, obviously it will be less. How much RAM am I taking up right now? Let me check. 3 gigabytes, basically. And that is to be expected. That's how it used to run back in the day anyways. So yeah, that on the planet surface it jumps up to about 6 gigabytes, up to maybe 8 at the worst cases indeed. But yeah, so 12. Okay, I agree with just putting in a little bit more extra, because why not? Most of the time you're going to be running something in the background anyway, so it makes sense, right? Anyways, for the graphics cards, GTX 1060 and RX 580 graphics card with 8 gigabytes and 6 gigabytes, not respectively, the reversed. As a matter of fact, I do have an AMD's RX 580 8 gigabyte VRAM version. I do have it. I've tested the update number 6 on it. And I don't have the MSI benchmark on me. I need to go and grab the file from it. But basically, the performance was on the absolute lowest with Fidelity FX enabled. On lowest absolute settings, recommended specs was running at most 45 frames a second once. Then it settled around on the average of in between 40 and 35 frames a second on average, with 1% being about 18-20 frames a second, which is good. The only good thing is the performance was consistent. Thing is, what has happened in these 3 months? The performance hasn't improved. It has become more consistent, which is a good thing, yes. But the bottom line is, instead of having a wild spikes of 60 and then 15 frames a second, being average of 30-35 frames a second, it's not great. And so having rather a consistent 30 is a better choice and better option for just your enjoyment. Unfortunately, it's still at 30 frames a second. So the performance in the update 6 has, it's crap. And in the next update, they are also saying that, the performance ain't gonna be, improved much, if at all. So expect no improvement until next month after that. So for the next month, you can go and play some other game if you literally cannot play it. Because frankly speaking, 30 frames a second for that grind of a bullet sponge, no, I would not say that's playable. So yeah, unless you have a beast PC, really, really good PC, your enjoyment of the gameplay might be actually, well, no, not actually, but will be absolutely better on Horizons or other games. Pure and simple. That's just the reality. We might actually see something, and that they're not even promising big improvements. More substantial optimization. So what we've gotten thus far in the performance for Odyssey has been very minimal, but consistent frame rate, at least improving, quote unquote, changes, if you will. What Update 8 might bring is more substantial. How much more substantial is that? No one knows. But yeah, it's hard to say, of course. But even in the wording itself, I can't... it doesn't bring me hope that it's going to be a big improvement. So, yeah. At least 2 more months, as they are claiming, we ain't going to be seeing recommended spec machines getting to a recommended spec performance, or even minimal spec performance machines getting to a minimal spec performance. Let just that sink in. 5 months, and that may not just still happen. I honestly expect until the end of, well, not the end of the year, but until the year has passed. A whole fucking year, 12 months has passed over the whole update being released or expansion being released. Only then we might see near exact performance, about 80% of the performance of Horizons being there. I honestly don't expect them to bring the performance back to what Horizons was, due to changes that they have made. However, I don't know. I mean, maybe it is possible. That should be the best thing. No, actually, no. The best thing would be that the performance is further improved, so that older machines can run on a higher frame rate, not using, of course, not using the fidelity effects, actually running the game as normal without upscaling nonsense. That would be good, but you know, that's a pipe dream that only a few companies actually end up delivering. So I'm just being realistic, and I'm saying I just want, as a customer, back the same performance from Horizons to Odyssey. Is that too much to ask, right? All right. Z Azevedo, I guess. Sorry if I got that wrong. Anyway, sorry, Amish, I love you, but talking or hearing about Odyssey is too depressing. I know. However, it is interesting to see what this company is doing, you know. So I'm here for everyone, you know. Hey, I'm trying to bring you some information. So again, it'd be interesting to get more information about this, but very communicative, aren't you, Frontier? Anyways, then moving on to number 4. Nothing to do with long shuttle rides. Nothing to do on long shuttle rides. There we go. And update 7 will provide the opportunity for players to redirect shuttles in transit, avoiding instances of players feeling trapped into long journeys. We'll look to mark this issue as fixed, and yeah. So basically, giving ability to sort of quit or at least redirect the Apex shuttle. You know what would be a better choice? That the Apex shuttle would transport your character, whether you're in game or out of it. That would be a better choice, but this is needed as well. Pure and simple. Because if you didn't know, if you take that Apex taxi transport thingamajig, you know, the shuttle, you can only transport yourself as long as you're in there, as long as you're connected to the game, as long as the game is running. It's nice, I get it, but why do we need to just literally be there? It's like necessarily staying awake during a massive road trip. Now, sure, Apex shuttles don't go further than 100 light years from its origin, but the thing is, there are systems in which you have starports or planets that you can go to that are more than an hour away. Hutton Orbital. So, yeah. Please. Anyways, Invincible Targoid Heart. Moving on. Well, the good old bugbear with the anti-Xeno stuff, essentially. We have identified the cause and deploying the fix for it in update 7 to ensure the fix has worked as intended. We'll leave this issue open for the time. Oh, and now you can leave it open? No. Anyways. We would like to thank you for blah blah blah. Right, so basically, Invincible Targoid Heart. Those that haven't checked Elite Dangerous too much or played too much of anti-Xeno specifically, whenever you invite somebody to play with you in to kill a Targoid, right? Essentially, a wing to go and kill the Targoid. Essentially, there could be a moment where the Targoid heart just does not explode. That is, once it reaches 0% health, it just does not die. That prevents, of course, from actually killing the Targoid easily. or at all sometimes, depending on your weapon and skill. So yeah, it mostly was a problem with wings and instancing issue, essentially, from because when you're going solo, I don't think you would ever get it. At least in my experience, well, I haven't fought too much, but even in my experience, as much as I have done, the only instances where the invincible target had happened was during instancing with other people, or trying to synchronize the instance with other people. So there you go. Right, moving on then. Frame rate drops in post update 5. Update 7 will include changes to the game nav mesh, which basically they copy pasted the same fucking thing from the performance. Anyways, nav mesh, which we believe resolves any of the potential performance impact from update 5. Will therefore be making this issue as marking this issue as fixed. The release of update 7, whilst retaining our wider focus on improving Odyssey's performance. Not very descriptive, but okay. Okay, that's all I can say. Anyways, moving on then. The following issues will also be resolved in Update 7. So, non-human signal signals in Odyssey are empty. Yeah, that was apparently a problem, as a matter of fact. So, alright. Fleet carrier and module cost not included in overall wealth. Yeah, okay. Support missions are not widely available. Well, that's something you can change in server, I think. But alright, fair enough. Moving on. Missions and rewards are not shared with the team. Yeah, good reason to play Odyssey, right? With friends. Yeah, because you could share your bounties and things with them. I mean, missions, but yeah. Anyways, at least that's fixed. Okay, fine, fair enough. Let's see. Previously present codex entry is now missing. Okay, that's fixed. Stolen tritium cannot be donated. Yeah, stolen tritium not being able to, be placed in fleet carriers. Just all right then. I mean, it's silly. Still, it's silly is all I can say. Right, too much CC return event systems revolt. Okay, that's power play bullshit. Mission reward materials missing. Okay, deposit fragments stuck inside the rock. Yeah, actually, that was it wasn't a big occurrence when mining, but that was from time to time an occurrence. That can be fixed in many different ways, and it's nice to see that it at least is being addressed. So it's not often that this happens, but it's still annoying when it does. Especially if you're in a small ship with a small cargo space and you just need every single rock. Anyways, let's see. If you repeat it often enough, it becomes true, and I really hope that that they get the FPS fixed. No. You should not say fixing the frame rate issues. There's nothing to fix. That's the thing. That's what we have to remember. This is not fixing the performance. Well, on general sense, it's fixing the issue in that general sense, but it implies that it is broken. But it's not. That's the thing. You have to remember that performance issues in Elite Dangerous are not issues that are caused by broken stuff. It's caused well, there are broken stuff. I don't, I think that there are plenty of broken instances and so on and so forth, but sure, fine. Mainly, the performance issues are caused by the fact that they haven't been developed. The performance optimization haven't been given enough time to be developed when they released this thing. And so now, for the next X amount of months, developers are literally just working like they would work normally to develop Odyssey, to fully finish optimization part of game development. It's, well, I like to compare it like, you bake a cake, right? You're making the cake. You got everything done, and the last step, assuming the last step is, let's say, baking it. You know, bread. Fuck it. Let's go with the bread analogy because bread is easier to understand, right? You make the bread. You make the dough. You roll it up. You put it in the oven, and then take it out and give it to people. You don't bake it. That's what happened with Odyssey. So I know it's easy to say fix the performance issues, but it's not fixing it. It's developing a part of the game that just was not given enough time to be developed. That's just, unfortunately, the reality. What Elite Odyssey is. Anyways, moving on. Right, unable to interact with the comms panel. Who cares? Some rock scatter on the visual in right eye in VR. Well, now you're kind of forced to address VR stuff, I guess. Oh well. They dropped VR basically as soon as they could, but anyways. Let's see, the networking is crap and has been forever. Yep, the peer-to-peer mechanics within Elite Dangerous barely can sustain 4 people with good internet. As soon as you have somebody with bad internet, you're fucked. You're all fucked so fucking hard. And yeah, so we are all. Anyways, Seeker Packhounds double the damage against shields. Huh. There was a double Neat. Well, at least it's kind of got fixed, but yeah, we'll see. Choosing plus influence rewards from the missions gives no influence. Who cares? That's for the BGS plebs. But okay, fine. It's good. It's good. That they fixed it. Okay. Combat zone captain defense incorrectly. Captain defense incorrectly rewards credit bonds for the enemy faction. Okay, gotcha. Right. So that's basically the on-foot combat stuff when you finally bring it into, reward. Get the reward for it. Anyways, let's see. The double damage was well known for a while in the PvP. Oh, fucking Jesus Christ. What else is known in the PvP community that is, well, except for the Heelys for Feelies, which is always broken. Well, not broken, but OP as fuck and so on and so forth. But anyways. In addition, Odyssey will be, for Odyssey Update 7, we are pleased to confirm the number of those fixes and quality of life improvements will be deployed to Horizon's players on both PC and console in September. Wait, well, what now? Oh, okay, well, fair enough now. So September, yeah, well, basically, yeah, September is tomorrow, so yeah, it makes sense. Let's see, we will, of course, share full patch notes. Okay, fair enough. Upcoming updates and content. Alright, so let's see, as if there wasn't already plenty of mentions of Update 7. Everything's gonna be pushed in Update 7. Everything's gonna be pushed in Update 7. Everything's gonna be pushed in Update 7. But where are the things that, happened this month? Where's that summary? Or is this developer update all about just promising stuff? I don't need promises. I need an actual result. Isn't this supposed to be more like a recap of what was accomplished? I get it, but I get it that you accomplished update 7, but we didn't see that accomplishment yet. Kind of weird, but anyways, moving on. Right, upcoming updates and content, right? So please note that at varying stages of progress, blah blah blah. This is not an exclusive list of everything that is being considered. They're not. Yes, how many fucking sentences can you say that this is not done yet, or there's more? Jesus Christ! Not even my scripts look like this. Okay, we'll keep you updated, blah, 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 blah. Okay, fuck it, it's basically a waste of space sentence. Anyways, the following items are planned to be included in Update 7, which include the Update 7 mid-September. So it's not even a monthly update anymore. Well, okay, I'm willing to wait, but weird. Anyways, right, so conflict zone, anti-air defense, and dogfighting. Well, it basically it'll be easier for me to just play the video and just listen in on it.
Greetings Commanders, I'm Arthur, and with Update 7 almost here, today we're going to tell you more about the changes coming to Odyssey's conflict zones. Since Odyssey launched, many of you have been hastily signing up with Frontline Solutions and dropping in to fight for your chosen faction. These conflict zones have seen the sphere of combat collide, the results of which contributing to the endless struggle for territory in the BGS. In Update 7, we will rebalance these zones to create a more connected gameplay experience between those on the ground and those pilots above them. The biggest of these changes will be that conflict zones now feature anti-aircraft turrets, ready to engage any commanders who choose to enter in their ships, bringing protection for dropships and their tide-turning reinforcements. These turrets are deadly, making a one-on-one assault from the air a high-risk encounter. However, pilots can work together with commanders on the ground to temporarily disable the turrets by overloading their control systems. If this wasn't enough to make joining an Odyssey conflict zone in your ship an exciting prospect, we'll also be introducing AI combat ships into the mix, ready for commanders to experience the thrill of dogfighting in atmosphere as the battle rages below. And that's a wrap. Head over to the Elite Dangerous forums to find out more about the upcoming update. And as ever, please share your Odyssey experiences and discoveries with us and let us know what you think down in the comments below.
Alright. Shall we examine the amazing gameplay that they showcased us? So first things first, turrets were highly needed. There were, well, the funny thing is, because I specifically noticed this little detail, it's interesting that in Alpha, there were absolutely no working turrets to prevent ships from using missiles or just using ships against the on-foot people. Absolutely nothing to stop people in Alpha. Then when it released, also the same thing happened. There was no turrets active or anything like that. I think it was after update number 3 they started putting in some active turrets that would deal immense amount of damage with just a couple of hits to deter ships from fighting, or rather shooting at people down below. So yeah, however, it didn't work exactly like it would, because the placement of those turrets were basically crap, generally speaking. They were exactly the same turrets that the settlement used. They just simply enabled their activity, even though the settlement was out of power. So that's the trick they tried to use. And that wasn't enough, again, because they were in bad position. Now they have placed those extra turrets, which I honestly appreciate. I like it. And that is the correct way to do it. Because you imagine you have this settlement, both sides of the conflict, right? They would be bombing the shit out of this settlement, so everything is on fire, everything is down. So with every dropship, it would be cooler to actually see deployable turrets. Now, of course, they can't animate or can't do these things precisely, so you can't get the actual interesting way of introducing deployable faction-specific turrets that would, let's say, shoot down enemies, be that in air or not. Or perhaps you could man these turrets as a player. That would also be pretty good, but I guess that's too much to ask of them. Regardless, now there will be randomly spawning faction, or no, not faction turrets, but just general turrets to deter people from using ships against the settlement. And honestly speaking, it's still a pretty bad way to deter ships from actually being used. There are better ways to change it, level design being definitely the one, rather than just an outward bashing stick. Again, if you need good examples of how to do this shit correctly, go and check out the fucking Planet Side 2. There's plenty of good examples of combined arms gameplay, that is tanks, on foot, that is infantry, and aircraft fighting in one space. It shows basically how easy it is to make it engaging and interesting. Even learning from old war games, or just war itself, right? Back in the day. Yeah, there's this thing called flak ammunition, right? Ammunition that is basically just scattering particles in air. Back in the day, you know, when airplanes were really built out of crap and could be easily taken down if you could hit them. But hitting them was hard. So the easiest way to hit them was just peltering the air around them, or well, near them, with, well, fragments, if you will, exploded fragments, sort of things. You could introduce weapons that would potentially take down ship shields more, or something to, you know, deter the players from actually using ships against the ground assault and so on and so forth. Shrapnel, there we go, exactly. Explosive fireworks. But no, instead the ships use the same thing against the ground, so, and that helps them kill the little pesky fuckers. But yeah, this is the cheapest and simplest way to deal with extra ships. I wouldn't say it's the best one, but it was needed. Like it or not, it was needed, and so on and so forth. So there's that. But yeah, the gameplay in of itself that they presented here is funny. I'm muting it, right? First of all, I muted it. So let's take a look at the amazing gameplay that they are showcasing here, right? From a distance, you would be using that was a cannon, I think, that they used. I'm just having fun here. It's a plasma accelerator. And a missile rack. Okay, so they are actually using missiles. That's a surprise. But anyways, all right. You would really not use a missile from that far away because you barely can see the people. But all right. Let's see. Yep. The amazing gameplay. Yep. Yep. Boy, do we. Yeah. We like. You couldn't even bother killing the dude. Like, just, you couldn't be bothered to. What kind of a gameplay is this? Every shooter game is happy and willing to showcase variety of awesome kills in their montages. Yet Frontier, it's like these people don't know how FPS games are played. But anyways, this thing I noticed back in the day when they showcased for the first time the mission playthrough. If you remember that stream that they did, or that was a video, sorry, the mission playthrough. Go watch it right now on their official channel. They barely take down the shields and stop killing, or stop shooting at the person, thinking that, oh yeah, that's gonna showcase the combat. And yes, in these scripted sort of showcases, often if you kill, then you make sure that the kill is interesting to see and so on and so forth. But in the case of Dangerous Odyssey, it just wouldn't, because it would be grind to just kill a person, because it's a bullet sponge. So yeah, anyways, these clips are... Yeah, that was a clip. Let's see what else we got. Plasma accelerator, missile launcher. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, generally speaking, the idea to put in also flying NPCs up above the in the ships, that is above the settlement, is actually a good addition. I actually really like it, because that adds a little bit more liveliness to the environment, along with, you know, the combat that happens on the ground. However, it kind of makes the on-ground combat... Well, what's the meaning of it? If it's just to get those shiny circles that capture the flags, it's not very fun. And what the fuck is the point in, you know, having NPCs in the sky, except for making it feel like it, you know, is filled with something, or that things are happening around it when it actually is just meaningless. That's kind of the issue. You as a ship pilot cannot affect... Well, technically you can, but point is that by shooting other ships in the sky, you don't really affect the progress on the ground. If you, let's say, you are in a ship, okay? Let's say you're in a ship and you figure, okay, I'm gonna let the NPCs do their thing as they kill each other, but I'll make sure that our side has the air superiority, right? And through air superiority, that will allow the NPCs that would be instead fighting with the NPC air fighters, would be bombarding the ground, allowing the combat zone to succeed. But no. No, it won't. I guarantee you, no, it won't. There's the lack of... It's an afterthought. That's the thing. It's a nice set dressing, but that set dressing means nothing. It's just something to... I guess... distract you? Distract you from what happens on the ground? Yeah, good luck with that, though. So that's kind of the situation we're at. So yeah. Oh well. Oh well, oh well. The combat is crap anyways. It's fundamentally not broken, but bad. It's fundamentally bad, and it just... I made a whole fucking 40-minute video about it, so go watch it to get what I'm constantly saying about the combat being basically crap and so on and so forth. But yeah, generally speaking, they applied vehicle-based combat for FPS players. Vehicle-based combat and its principles to FPS combat. That's all they did. That's as much as they could bother doing. And that is the fundamental issue. Anyways, oh, Bill, right? So they're just talking the only fun part of the ground. They're just taking the only fun part of the ground combat, fish in a barrel, fish in a barrel, and yeah, okay. Yes, when you have a not a torpedo, but when you have a missile boat, NPCs, you know, these combat zones do become a fish in a barrel, and you get money for killing both the enemy and your friendlies, if you didn't know. Yes, it happens. I'm not sure with the update 7 if that will change. I'll have to test it, but I didn't see anything in the notes that would indicate that. So, fun times. Anyways, right, so that's the video there, essentially. Anyways, the game has insane potential, just as always delivered the minimum, and this was below minimum. Odyssey still is below minimum viable product, and everyone knows it. Everyone smells it. It stinks, and there's no wonder. A lot of people are leaving the game for something else to play. Creators are trying to either, like me, expand to additional avenues of content creation for other communities or games and so on and so forth. Or some are completely switching off. And those that stay and, you know, make content either partially or fully, well, there's not much of an incentive to keep making content, is there? There are a few still left, sure. I'm still around. But yeah, it's all for you guys, not because of the company, for sure. Fucking Jesus Christ. Anyways, moving on then. Right, so we got enforcer units coming to conflict zone. So they mentioned this already before. Following the deployment of enforcer units to Odyssey military installations, will introduce rocket launcher-equipped infantry to active conflict zones, increasing the risk of any commanders. There is no risk in fucking conflict zones. I'm not talking about the fact that you're respawning constantly. There is no risk in this fucking combat because literally you have a bullet sponge that takes forever to kill or be killed by. That's your problem. It doesn't make it more difficult. Yes, that one rocket is a bit more painful, but it really is not. That won't make these installations better, but okay, fine. It's about the damn time we see every weapon in there. Anyways, new social hub styles. I will leave it up to you to judge the new social hub styles. These are the new styles. Okay. Carrying on then. Apex redirect. Ah, yes, here we go. Right, so local redirect and long range. Okay, fair enough. You can choose the local or long range. Okay, that's good. And drop off point. Yep, basically it's just okay, gotcha. So yeah, the Apex redirect is, frankly speaking, a proper addition that was needed in the first place, but still the big annoyance that you won't be progressing with the stupid Apex if you're offline or out of the game or the game crashes. You won't be progressing with this, and that is the next thing that needs to be improved or changed, I'd say. In any case, let's see. So yeah. Right, moving on then. Increased stored module slots. Okay, here we go. So basically, module limits are increased by 80. It used to be, well, it still is, as a matter of fact, 120. So the next, we're gonna get extra. We're gonna get extra 80 units to store. Only extra 80. That's such a big improvement. Wow.
Automated approach authorized. All clear, Commander.
200. Why is there such a low limit to this day? I don't get. There has to be a lot larger, in my opinion. 500 would be a good start. It would be a good start, in my opinion, but yeah. Anyways, the bookmark limits, that is the stored module and bookmark limits. Wait, hold on. Bookmarks are limited. Hold on. Wasn't bookmarks 250 already? Hold on. Let me see. Bookmarks. Manage bookmarks. Oh no, it's 120 bookmarks. Okay, now here I'm starting to get pissed. Bookmarks now increase to 200. A fucking coder could easily change that number by adding a 0 to it and make a world of difference, yet change very little overall in the game, or its storage, or its, well, whatever other code nonsense is there that affects the limit. Fact of the matter is, the fucking bookmark, right? If you code it smartly, the bookmark would basically just take a couple of values. Number one would be the value ID number of the planet, or a bookmarked object, which is literally just an ID, a couple of string, well, basically a integer large number, probably, or, well, if you're going harder, then maybe a float number. Fuck it, a float or a double variable, right? And that takes very little memory. Then you would add the description that the player has written about it, or the name of the bookmark, which is a string of text. At most, I think you can change it quite a bit, but yeah, basically it's at most gonna be about 200 characters. So every character is, a byte. Oh wait, no, a byte. So 200 times a byte is barely a kilobyte, for a description. So you're saying right now that you cannot store about a kilobyte of information times a 2000. You can't store not even a fucking megabyte of bookmark information. That's what I'm asking to developers. Since the time immemorial, you cannot store this much information, or this little information, and you have to limit it at 200. Are you fucking kidding me? Yes, it's nice that we have more stored modules. Yes, it's nice that we will have more bookmarks. But these numbers why are they so low? I would say thanks for one extra bookmark or one extra stored module, but that's how it feels. Yes, technically percent-wise, it's a lot larger, sure, but in reality, it's just not. How many of you actually have bookmarks at maximum? On my traveling account, which I use for going to, out there places with my travel con, all my bookmarks are completely filled. On this account, let's see, on this account, I'm nearly done, and I would much rather have the full thing, but oftentimes I need for filming, and that's why I delete most of them. But that's the thing. How fucking easy would it been for them to literally put a 0 at the end of this number? And it would have been such a great success. Thanks for communicating why it's only that large. Why is there a limit in the first place as well? They said that it's because of performance issues, it cannot be more than 200. Bullshit! I call that a bullshit. Okay? There are multiple ways you can put bookmarks, as a matter of fact. As a matter of fact, you could make an argument that it's a high time to rework the system a little bit more and improve it immensely. How about this? If they try to push forward this idea of its performance limited. Okay, here's my proposition. As a coder, how about you make bookmarks a file on a player's system, on a player's machine, and you could take that bookmark file and alter it the way you want, or add information to it, or take it out, copy and paste the file. Yes, every time you lose your hardware, if you will, you won't have a cloud updated bookmark list, but you can download someone else's bookmark and share your favorite bookmark lists easily. Can you imagine how awesome it would be to actually be able to share bookmarks by just sending a very small file, which at most of the time won't reach more than a couple of megabytes, and have all the bookmarks be read by the game and displayed in the game, with the limit that is only on your machine's storage, which, frankly speaking, won't be even the whole galaxy's. Even with the whole galaxy being bookmarked, I highly doubt will reach over a couple of gigabytes, I think. That's just... It's just something that could be done if they claim that it's a performance issue. So I call bullshit on the performance excuse here. Let's see, my third-party app, Captain's Log, has unlimited bookmarks. Just saying. There you go. Third-party developers, or just hobbyists, are able to provide community with something far more depthful and interesting than the fucking game itself. And that is often the case. However, this has been an issue since the day one. Yes, they added at first bookmarks, which a lot of people liked, but the amount of bookmark storage, quote-unquote, is so minimal. It's just no. So yeah, I call bullshit on the performance that it can't go higher. And the stored modules, frankly speaking, is about the same. Yes, it needs to be uploaded to, the servers to store the information about what kind of module it's stored and what are its properties. But fucking hell. Yemix got fired today. Well, it's a fun day, if you will. Anyways, Fidelity CAS. By popular demand, AMD Fidelity CAS will be reintroduced as an option in Update 7. Yeah, why didn't you? Put it on... Please, put the fucking AMD Fidelity FX onto the goddamn Horizons. It's not that hard to introduce, apparently. Right? Update the Horizons along with the so-called main game that is Odyssey. Don't just let the Horizons, well, literally dwindle and fail until until you're ready to merge the Odyssey and Horizons finally. So yeah. Anyways, moving on then. Right, so here is a selection of other features currently in development. As mentioned above, this is not exhaustive, blah, 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 blah. Can you please write in one fucking sentence? Can we agree that there's no need for multiple sentences mentioning exactly the same fucking idea? Anyways, moving on. As we're closer to release, blah, blah. Okay, right. So, Horizons Cosmetics in Odyssey. Oh yeah, we need more fucking cosmetics. Boy, do I need that. 4-player multi-crew. Right, so we're pleased to share that we are making great progress in this feature. With the number of ships now in test for 4 commanders on bridge. Ow, right. Yeah, there was always 3. Shit. How could I forget this? Yeah, oh no. Oh no. They literally I mean, yeah. No, actually in Anaconda, back before multi-crew, they did have chairs in these positions. The only thing that wasn't there was this chair. Oh. But okay, fine. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, that's... Yeah. It literally isn't... It just looks funny when you just plop a random chair in there. I mean, Keelback has that. Keelback literally is the pinnacle of that, but Keelback needs it, so... I needed it. Everyone asked for it. Anyways, new Odyssey engineers in Colonia, right? So, oh, okay, so they're basically putting in, finally... Engineers in Colonia. Took them long enough. Fucking took them long enough. So yeah. Don't care. Flavor text. Right. So mission feature extensions. Okay. Work still ongoing to expand mission features for Odyssey with the aim to introduce mission diversity and create stronger links between the in-cockpit and on-foot gameplay. We hope to share... Well, okay, basically more mission ideas are coming, so we'll see whether or not those are actually any interesting. But we'll see what's what. Anyways, a megaship social spaces perhaps is the last and most interesting thing that people might find good. Yeah. Anyways, last but not least, we're excited to share that the work is now underway to bring social spaces to mega ships. This will allow us to position a base for on-foot services such as Vista Genome. Okay, so basically you will have more shit to spend your money on for the fleet carrier. And you finally will have a copy-paste of a version of Starport Interior finally available for fleet carriers. Hooray! Finally, they managed to copy-paste another copy-paste room to fleet carriers. If that fucking room does not include seeing the fucking hyperspace jump, I will be highly disappointed. Because right now, the most disappointing part of being on a fleet carrier, aside from the fact that it's a piece of shit, is the fact that every time it jumps, you're put in the fucking hangar and you don't get to see the amazing effects. So there you go. If that's not in there, it's lazy. So yeah, that would be literally the only interesting part of having social spaces, frankly speaking. But the fleet carriers definitely needed them, and the fact that they weren't included in the launch of Odyssey either is, well, I would say most likely not fleet carriers, it's on megaships. I mixed those two. Right, never mind. Never mind. It's even lazier than that. My God. Thanks, chat, for... Yeah, it's not on fleet carriers, it's on fucking mega ships. The non-player controllable space mass frigate thingamajigs. So let me just get this straight. A fleet carrier, a feature that originally was meant as a part of squadrons, a massive part of a social-based feature, won't have social spaces. Let that sink in, ladies and gents. A social-based thing, a movable social base, won't include social spaces. I find it incredibly dense and disconnected. I mean, there are plenty of other things like the squadrons that are showcasing plenty of that disconnect, but this is... I mean... Yeah. Yeah, anyways, moving on then. So basically they will be copy-pasting yet another copy-paste room for... the thing... No, I just don't quite get this. Because the fact of the matter is, by the code purposes, generally speaking, not fleet carriers, but mega ships and stations are exactly the same. They look different, but they are a static point. Well, of course, yeah, they do have the same thing as they rotate and blah, blah, blah. But the point is, they are a static point that does not move and does not change. Like the stations. Stations actually do more than the fucking fleet carriers, because stations can be damaged these days. Right? Fleet carrier, not fleet, mega ships cannot. And the only difference is that mega ships can be spawned in, or have been spawned in. However, I mean, frankly speaking, you can do the same thing in code with the goddamn station as well. You can pop it in. So why mega ships didn't have a station, or, well, social spaces, the interiors, is beyond me. I can understand with fleet carriers, because fleet carriers do make those jumps, and coding the jump animation is not that easy. Although you can, again, do the same thing you did with the ships, as you are brought into a room with no windows, and with some sound effects, you jump. This just... What is this? Like, sometimes you just wonder, what the fuck is this? Anyways... As with previous development updates, what we shared today is a snapshot, blah, da, da, ba, da, ba, da, ba, da, fixes performance improvements, and of course more as yet unannounced content in the future monthly development updates and across the blah. Right, so yeah, basically, performance-wise, don't expect any changes, or very minimal changes at the best. And I struggle to use the word or sentence more serious changes or improvements for performance. You can expect another month later, or actually, well, they don't release these things on a monthly basis. I mean, this thing is going to be coming mid-September, so when was the last update? When was the update number 6? Wasn't it at the start of the month? Yeah, it was at the start of the month, the first week or so, I think. So it's gonna be give or take more than a month between that update. So who knows how long the update number 8 will take. I mean, take as much time as you need, sure, but frankly speaking, the changes that are brought out, and, well, the time is running. The bottom line is that time is running out. Really, it is running out for the game, because you can't keep this broken product that cost a lot of fucking money for everyone up and running like this. Unfortunately, there's no other way to but just crunch it. Well, under no circumstances, I'm saying it has to be crunched. But they have no option at this point, almost, it feels like. Because the longer they're going on with this broken thing, this broken result, and of course the negativity that stems from this broken shit, well, how long a community can stay up and happy about it? Even if there is improvements happening. What the fuck is happening with the goddamn console thing as well? Remember that you need to release that too. And they will be forced to release that too. Unless, of course, they actually pull a conscious decision, which I would be in support of, to completely, definitely stop work on it. Because in the state that it is right now, even with a couple of months more, I don't see the console version being capable of running even 30 frames a second. Because my goddamn PC that has the recommended specs barely runs 40, 30, in between somewhere there, frames a second on combat zones. And not very demanding combat zones. Normal space, yeah, sure, it plays about 80% of the frame rate as Horizons. But 80% still is not good enough. So yeah. To think this game was crowdfunded. Well, no, the base game was crowdfunded. And when it released, when Elite Dangerous originally released in 2014 on 16th December, it was good. It had its big problems and so on and so forth. However, for the time when it released, for the price it released, and the uniqueness of the game, in 2014, the thing that was Elite Dangerous was awesome. To some degree, if you will. I would rate it at around... Well, I don't like to use numbers, but to give you a sort of a scale at which I would say it's, nice and interesting. 7 out of 10, maybe? Well, yeah, 7 out of 10 at that time. Every update after that, well... Some of them were okay. Others, like the CQC update, was crap. And then a year after that, Horizons came out. That was a separate product. Those features were paid for actual pre-orders and purchases from players. So the crowdfunding, don't confuse the crowdfunding part of the game that was the base game and the current Odyssey that was a fully developed by the profits they gained from both the Horizons and the game's sales after the launch. So it was already funded by the fan willingness to purchase the game, as well as the goddamn cosmetics. So yeah. But yeah, generally speaking, update number 7 is gonna be... It's gonna be another nothing burger. The biggest change in my mind is gonna be this line. Improved or increased the amount of stored modules and bookmarks. That, in my view, is gonna be the biggest impact on the game and your playstyle. That's it. Maybe Fidelity Cast, maybe, but I would say that's it. Apex Redirect, it's a nice to have, but not that many is gonna be using it. The multi-crew, who the fuck uses multi-crew, honestly? I can literally jump in open and check who is, but there's very few people who actually use it. Odyssey engineers, that should have been already by the launch of it. It just should have been. Conflict zone anti-air defenses. It's a visual set dressing, but some other little changes. Nice to have, but really not that improving of anything. And FPS is under a question mark. So there you go, ladies and gents. That's Elite Dangerous Odyssey. After, well, at this point it's gonna be 3 months. Well, actually no. It came out on May 19th, so it's a month and a half And when this update comes out in mid-September, it's gonna be literally 4 months, give or take. Let's see, May, June, July, August. Yeah, 4 months. After 4 months, performance barely changes. And gameplay-wise, we still don't have any exploration gameplay. Like the gameplay that they call xenobiology, that's a joke. Like, that is a joke even by Elite's own standards. And FPS combat is appallingly disgusting and insulting. As for the extra additions like Targoid story or something like that, we haven't gotten any of that. Like, really, there's just been a couple of community goals, and sure, they have had their little, instances of little stories and here and so on and so forth, but nothing that outstanding. Like, for the first time when like, we haven't seen the new Targoid stuff or anything like that. We haven't progressed that narrative. It's just a filler stuff. Basically, we are currently in anime filler arc or something like that. Quite literally. Fun times. But in any case, well, yeah, I actually wanted to do some... Oh, god damn it, no, I don't want that. There we go. Yeah, I did want to actually do some playing today, but yeah, this thing came out, and, well, here we are, basically. What's going on? Hey, yay, 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 hey, hey, yay. Yeah, what's going on? Well, something. Anyways, but on serious note, though, yeah, generally speaking, it's very minimal changes. Something I would not expect a whole month to take up. Obviously, things are behind the scenes, and performance being the biggest one that they can't release or even showcase anything specific. So, we're still waiting, but... yeah, it's 4 months. It's gonna be 4 months with update number 7, and frankly speaking, barely anything has changed. I don't know what else to say, really. It is depressing. It's sad to see. It really is sad to see, because even me, right, my cynical self, when I saw when I saw Odyssey come out, right, my first thought basically was, it's gonna be very average. The gameplay for first-person shooter is gonna be very average. It's gonna be maybe a bit more gimmicky. Not gimmicky. It's gonna be something like what, No Man's Sky brings out, but less casual, a little bit more serious, right? That sort of casual level of shooter. I expected that much, but not even that happened. Instead, it was far worse. It was far worse, and, well, because of that, it's sad to see. It's, of course, sad to see my fellow creators move away. It's sad to see, of course, you, the viewer, those of you that are staying around. Nice to have you, of course, but everyone else also. Imagine what would have happened if this was actually even okay. There would be a big influx of players coming from others, rather than the community just... I'm searching for a word here. Damn it. Mass exodus, basically. This community is mass exodus rather than influx. So yeah, it is pretty sad result, frankly speaking. Overall, it's Elite dangerous. What I never expected that the thing that would kill Elite, kind of, well, for a couple of months at least, because this is killing it. The thing that would kill it for at least a couple of months would, rather than, instead of my critique, be they themselves. So yeah, it's the statistic is pretty bad. below 6,000. When before the launch, while the hype was going on, it was over 14,000. Yeah, 14,000 seems to be the lowest number I can find here. Sure, it would be going down regardless. That's how it happens with everything, right? Like for example here when they announced the Odyssey, 20,000 and it drops to 8,000, 9,000. It's not even that. That's how fucking sad it is. And the whole game suffers because of it. Not just Odyssey. Because somebody wanted a little bit more money or Excel sheet numbers. That is the saddest thing. And I've seen all sorts of fuck-ups and I've seen all sorts of comebacks. But goddamn, they will have to work really hard in order to even out this shitfest. But we'll see. We'll see what happens and what comes and goes, so to speak. But well, I'll be around. I'll be reporting on it, and so on and so forth. Let's see. The DMX already did a rant over the ground-air turrets in combat zones. Yes, I did. Basically, it is needed, but implementation is lazy, and that's kind of bare minimum. But it was needed, and as little time as they were given, or rather as they had, that's the best they could do. Perhaps I assume that's the best they could do. I mean, what else am I supposed to say? They were lazy? I highly doubt it, but either which way, it's not the greatest performance. Besides, they didn't learn anything from Alpha. That's kind of the saddest thing about the combat zones, and the turrets there, essentially. They didn't learn from Alpha. In Alpha, I was doing the fucking missile launcher on the planet's surface and settlement combat zones. That's how early everyone was already doing this. So introducing and they introduced a little bit changes to prevent it, but it wasn't enough. So now they're literally just gonna spawn a fucking turret nearby. And it kind of sticks out like a sore thumb, rather than being a integrated part of that instance. It's just like, right, ships are doing too much. Put in a god in the corner to slap it once in a while to not do the thing. That's how basically it feels. It's not organic. It really is not an organic environment building. It's not. But there you go. That's basically the update we can expect for number 7. Later down the September or mid-September, if you will, with most likely no improvements in performance, or well, very little ones, and actual improvements or more performance improvements we might see by the end of a month after that or so. Because yeah, update 8 might improve a little bit of performance, and I'm being very hopeful. Yeah, I suppose it's not very typical of me to be hopeful, but hey, at this point I kind of feel pity for this game almost. That's pretty sad, man. Because Elite has a great potential. It still has a great potential. It's just shit to see the handling of the whole thing. Oh well, it is what it is. Anyways, well, yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed the stream. I will try to stream tomorrow as well. We'll see whether or not I could do some open PvP and so on and so forth, so that we actually get to see some nonsense by yours truly. I will be doing, of course, Horizons, because fuck Odyssey. Playing within it is not exactly the most enjoyable part, with the lower frame rates and other nuances. So yeah, let's see. want to make a wager, Yamix? Oh, well, what? A wager on what exactly? How much of a performance improvement will we see, or what's there? Because depending on what it is, maybe. But generally speaking, my take on it is number 7 update is gonna be barely any change. It will be noticeable. Well, it's not gonna be noticeable change. It's gonna be a statistic change, performance-wise. Anyways, if they fix the game in the next update, you will drop the dreads. What? Drop? What the what? First of all, no. It's immediate no. But no, it won't. In any case, run card. There we go. I'll just go with that. Right. So Yamis, I have a question. What is the best thing to farm? Best thing to farm engineering materials. That sentence makes very little sense, but I assume you want an advice on farming engineering materials for the ships. If the ships are your thing, then definitely go and check out my video on manufactured material farming. I recently released it in like past 2 weeks or so, so you won't need to scroll that far. There's also a video next to it because I released both of them, one after the other, for raw materials. So yeah, those. Oh wait, no, not raw, but data. There we go. So yeah, it should explain easily all that stuff. Let's see, do we have any other questions? Hey, I7R00P3R. There we go. Yes, very elite speak. I can. I'm really afraid that they will mess up Horizons totally as they want. Make updates there too. Right, yeah, that's kind of the shitty thing. Until they can actually port, until actually they can release the console version, by which I mean until they actually have a properly working update expansion that is for Odyssey, they will not be daring to even cross Horizons version with it, but it will be coming. It will be a year from now on, but it will be coming. So it's kind of weird limbo state in which Horizons are. Horizons is more playable and more enjoyable because the performance is better, and actually visually there aren't such a big difference in colors and shadows and nonsense essentially that they've introduced. The planets are better. I would say absolutely the planets are better. However, it's a temporary state, so yeah, until they actually can port and shove the fucking Odyssey crap, like the fucking UI, like the outfitting UI into it and other things, we will still have our poor Horizons version to enjoy until that moment, which is on a borrowed time, as they say. So yeah, we'll see. What did you hope to see in 7.0? What 7? You mean the 7th update? Well, in the 7th update, obviously the most interesting parts that are actually good parts and additions were the bookmark increasement, which is pathetic level increasement at this point, and the module amount, the stored module amount increasement. Because right now, the maximum is 120. They will be increasing it to 200. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. Pure and simple. So yeah, and bookmarks bookmarks are even worse. Limited to 200 fucking bookmarks. Yes, it's 80 or so more. It's still crap. How many of you explorers, or well, even normal players out there, not designating yourself as a explorer, how many of you have already filled your bookmark lists. I've done that so many countless times. It's not funny. So yeah. In any case, let's see what else we got. They won't keep the Horizons outfitting screen. They won't. They are moving to the new era because they have developed things for it and they have spent money into it, and it might be a cleaner code as well. That's the only good excuse I can sort of tolerate, I guess. It's a cleaner code, probably. But that's all it is. Yeah, it is a better option in that case, but visually it's not. Yeah, visually it's not appealing. Functionally, it's more cumbersome, and yeah. But yeah, there you go, fellas. Hopefully you enjoyed this give or take 2-hour stream and so on and so forth. So as always, do follow on the Twitch and subscribe on YouTube and so on and so forth. I on both platforms, as a matter of fact, I put on the subscribers/followers only chats, but you can literally subscribe and then unsubscribe if you need to comment on something or whatever else. But I urge you to stick around. There's no time limit or anything like that. Anyways. That aside, of course, do support the content I make and the stuff I do on the Patreon. It really does help out, and Streamlabs for tips and similar stuff. But yeah, generally speaking, thanks for watching as always. I'll see you probably sometime other than today and tomorrow on the week as well, and I'll figure out something stupid to do. Till then, I bid you adieu, and good evening or morning, wherever you are.